Roberto from Victory Outreach Church right here in our beautiful city of Bakersfield. And I thank you for joining us for another episode of Take and Apply. I have something that I want to share with you, and I pray that it's a blessing to you. This is the Apostle Paul. He's speaking to Timothy, and those of you that have studied about Paul and Timothy, they had a relationship just like a father and son has. So everything that Paul writes to Timothy has a lot of meaning to it and a lot of emotion with it. So listen to these scriptures right here. It says, I have been reminded of your sincere faith, which first lived in your grandmother Lois and in your mother Eunice, and I am persuaded now lives in you also. For this reason, I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands. And then the Bible says this, Paul says this to Timothy, for God did not give us a spirit of timidity, but a spirit of power, love, and of self-discipline. Paul is telling Timothy, listen, whatever it is that you're facing, whatever season that you're going through, however the enemy is hitting you, I want to remind you that you need to fan into flame the gift of God that was given to you. And part of that gift that was given to Timothy when Paul laid his hands on him was this, is that God gave him a spirit of power. You know, sometimes getting hit over and over by the enemy, we become timid. We become timid and we become shy, and the enemy stops us from pressing forward. And some of us have bad days, bad weeks. I've heard of people having bad months because the enemy has come in so strong and caused them to shy away and be so timid that the enemy keeps them in line, and they have no strength to go forward, no zeal to press forward. And because they've lost that, because of timidness that has come in now, they have no joy in their life. And a person that has no joy, the Bible says, has no strength, because the Bible says the joy of the Lord is our strength. So how do we get it back? Is we have to remember what this word power means. This word power right here in New Testament Greek is dunamis. And it means this. It means strength, ability. But I want you to listen to this. It means power consisting in or resting upon armies. See, that's the power that God has given us. We don't have to have another bad day, another bad week, another bad month. Why? Because God has given us power that rests on armies. You know that most battles are won before that army gets to the battlefield. Why? Because that group, that army that they're facing, hears them coming. And that's the power that you and I have. We got that power that rests upon armies that the enemy can feel when they're approaching. See, the enemy is fearful of you and I when we understand the power that we have. So you have that power. God has not given you a spirit of timidity, but He's given you a spirit of power. All you got to do is tap into that power. Fall in love with the Lord right now. Drop to your knees right now. Cry out to God right now and get back into that power that God has given you. I hope this helps you this week. I thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week for another episode of Take and Apply.